In this video, I'm going to be building the best value team right now in NBA 2K23 Myteam. What I do mean by value is for how much MT a card goes for and how well they do play in game. So for example, Galaxy Opal Scalabrini, the hero version, I do think is like a top 5 small forward in the game, a super elite small forward card, and he goes for about 70 to 75k. And then if you compare him to a card like a LeBron or a Giannis or a KD, who are still great cards in themselves, but they go for what, 300k, 400k, for those type of dark matters, where I do think Scalabrini is a whole lot better than them, and he's a lot cheaper. So that's going to be a card that's a good example for an extremely good value card, and this will just be a team full of those guys that I do think have really good value, so you guys can see like which are the best value cards in the game. And if you just want really good cards that are pretty cheap and very good for how much they go for, this is going to be the squad that you guys can build or just take players from. So at the starting point guard position is going to be the Galaxy Opal Hiro Turkoglu. I don't think there's any question in my mind who's the best value point guard. I think it has to be Hiro Turkoglu. He's only about 65-70,000 MT, and he's a 6'10" point guard, 6'11" wingspan, has such a good jump shot with the John Stockton base, the Trae Young up around, very quick timing. He's got great dribble sigs with the Lowry size up, the Steph Curry escape, and then he's 6'10" at the point guard position, so he's still going to play elite level defense, just mainly due to his size, but all around a great offensive point guard, especially for only the price tag about 60 to 70,000 MT. Now for the starting shooting guard, it might not seem like a really good value card, but the Dark Matter Vince Carter, I think for around 300,000 MT right now on Xbox. He was a little bit cheaper yesterday. He was about like 250 to 275, and I think he'll probably drop to that, especially when the super packs come out on Monday, and I think he'll probably hover around like the 250 range. And for that price tag for Vince Carter is extremely good value for a card who could compete against the T-Max, against the Terry Dishingers, against the Tim Thomases, against the Steve Smith. I'm not saying he's as good as those cards or better, but I'm saying he can compete where I don't think like a Ricky Davis. I don't think, after that, who's the next best shooting guard? Is it like a Michael Redd? Is it a Shane Battier? Is it a Jared Wallace? Is it a Luol Deng? So I do think, yes, he's going to be expensive. He's about 300,000 MT right now, but I think that is still extremely good value if you're looking for a top tier shooting guard. Now, if you want some more budget value cards, if you want some other great options, there's going to be different cards like a Michael Redd, like a Jared Wallace, those type of cards. But I do think, for this type of squad, I think, 300,000 MT to get a level of card in Vince Carter, he's going to be worth that 300k. And like I said, you could probably get him for a little bit cheaper. He's just all around amazing on offense. He's got such a good jump shot with the Kuzma base, the Vince Carter upper on very quick timing. He's also now got the Steve Francis size up and the John Wall escape, so his sigs are really good. He's great at getting to the basket, and then once he gets to the rim, I mean, the card is pretty much unblockable and gets some of the best dunk packages in the game. And he also does come with 35 Hall of Fame badges and some of the best stats in my team. So Vince Carter, yes, he's going to be expensive, but I do think he's still one of the best value cards in my team. At the starting small forward position is going to be the Galaxy Opal Hero Brian Scalabrini. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, just extremely good value for a card who is definitely a top 5 small forward. I would say probably number 3 or 4, depending if you like Kevin Garnett, for defense, or you want more offense for Brian Scalabrini, because he's going to be a 6'9" small forward. When I kid you not, he might have the perfect animations and the perfect tendencies. You look at the defensive tendencies: 98 on ball steal, 98 contest shot, 98 block shot. You look at the animations, he's got the exact same jump shot as Jonathan Bender, and I know everyone likes that jump shot. Now it's going to be on very quick timing, so even a little bit faster. And then he's got the Steve Francis size up, he's got the Trae escape, which are pretty much the best dribble sigs in the game. Team behind the back, quick drops off of one, front clutches. I mean, his stats are pretty much perfect. Tons of good badges, especially for shooting badges. I mean, all around, the card is only 70,000 MT, which is extremely good value for a top 5 card at his position, and all around just such a good small forward card. Pretty much does everything at an extremely high level. For the starting power forward position, I'm actually so shocked with how cheap Taco Fall is. He's only around 150,000 MT on Xbox. He might be a little bit more now when you're checking, but I've seen him consistently end for around like 150 to 175,000 MT, and that's going to be such good value for Pink Diamond Taco. To have that one tall giant on your squad, you're going to need a Taco Fall nowadays against the Yao Mings, against the Manu Bulls, the other Tacos, all these tall cards in the game. You're going to need a Taco Fall card who's 7'6" at the power forward position with an 8'2" wingspan, and the fact that he's only 175, 150,000 MT is so good, such good value for the Pink Diamond Taco, and you guys know what he can do. Just be one of the best smashers in the game, an elite interior defender. He covers so much ground on the defensive end, and he's still the best auctionable power forward and the second best power forward behind Manute Bol. But Manute Bol is like the best card in the game, so to be number 2 behind Manute is obviously a really good thing still, and I do think he's going to be the best value power forward in the game right now, but just because of his size and his defense. And then to round off the best value starting 5, I do think is going to be the Galisupo Marc Gasol. Now that he's a little bit cheaper in price, he's only about 50k, maybe 55, and that is such good value for Marc Gasol just because of his all-around play at the center position. He's 7'1" with a 7'4" wingspan. He plays good defense, 92 block, 98 interior defense, 92 perimeter, 80 steal. He's pretty quick. I mean, 90 speed, 90 acceleration. But the main thing about Marc Gasol is going to be his offense with a 98 3-ball, 97 mid-range, Hall of Fame H&3, catch and shoot, corner specialist, limitless range. He's got such a good jump shot on very quick timing, and then he's also got pretty good dribble sigs if you do need to move with the card a little bit, but mainly just going to be here for offense, knocking down threes in the catch and shoot, and playing very good defense for only about 50,000 MT. Now for the backup point guard, is going to be an extremely good value card just because he's a Galaxy Opal and he's so good at the point guard position, but he's only like 6 to 10,000 MT. Like, he is so cheap, and I don't understand why, because he's 6'5" at the point guard position, 6'8" wingspan. His stats are super well rounded. Like, besides the 80 block, his stats are all really good. He comes with 20 base Hall of Fame badges. Jump shot, gonna be money with the D Rose base and the Donovan Mitchell upper on very quick timing. And then he's got the Curry sig, so he's gonna move really well. His tendencies might not be the best in the world, but he's got great animations, great at getting to the basket. Yes, he doesn't have like the greatest player model in the game. He looks a little bit shorter than 6'5", but I mean, the card is so good offensively, and I would say easily the best, budget point guard in the game if we're talking about cheap budget point guards, because he's on that KPJ type of level at the point guard position. For the backup 2, I wasn't really sure who to go with. If you want to go for some budget cards, like I said, Michael Redd, Jared Wallace, Luol Deng, those are great options, but I still think Ricky Davis is an extremely good offensive shooting guard, and now that he's only about 40,000 MT, that is such good value for this Opal Ricky Davis and just the offense he brings to the table. 6'7" at the 2, 6'10" wingspan. He's still got that crazy good jump shot with the Seth Curry base, the Oscar Robertson upper on very quick timing, and then he's also got those decent dribble sigs, but mainly that jump shot is just so easy to green with, and he's still one of the better 300s in my team that I do think he's got to be our backup shooting guard. For the backup 3 is going to be Galisupo AK-47. Just like Ricky Davis has gone down a crazy amount in price, he's only about 30 to 40k. Like, how is this card only 30,000 MT? Such a good small forward still, 7' wingspan. Like, he's going to be one of the better value cards in the game just because of the two-way he gives you at the small forward position. 97 block, 97 steal, 98 perimeter, 94 interior defense, tons and tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges. And then we know AK still got a great jump shot with the O'Shea base, the Miles Bridges upper on very quick timing. And then he's also got the Trey Sigs, so he can move pretty well, pretty good for your small forward. All around AK, going to be one of the best value cards in my team. For the backup 3, or backup 4, I should say, is going to be another good card that can play the small forward position. But I think we'll run him at power forward just because he still gives you really good size at the 4, and there's not really too many power forwards to choose from. But Thurl Bailey, 6'11" at the power forward position, 7' wingspan, gives you such good defense, and this card once again is only about 40,000 MT. A lot of these Galaxy Opal cards like AK, Thurl Bailey, Ricky Davis, Marc Gasol, even Hedo Turkoglu, even Brian Scalabrine are a lot cheaper. Like, they've gone down at least like 20k, 30k for most of these cards. So yeah, Thurl Bailey, because of his size and his defense and his slashing ability, I do think he's going to be our backup power forward. And then to round off the best value team in the game, I do think at the backup center position, there's one of two cards, either the Galaxy Opal Tyson Chandler or the Pink Diamond Peter. I think both these guys bring great defense and great size at the 5. I just think because Tyson Chandler is only like 5 to 10,000 MT, I want to put him in the 10-man rotation just because, Peter's still about 30 to 40k. So I think for value purposes, I like Tyson Chandler a little bit more. And then for just other cards to put on the bench, I think Big Z I mean, he's only around 100,000 MT, and he's still such an overpowered and glitchy card because he's 7'3" at the small forward position and can also play shooting guard, 7'6" wingspan, just such a glitch, you know, at the shooting guard and small forward spot. And then for that last rotation spot, like, you can put Cedric Maxwell because he's only about 15 to 20k, and he is actually such a good small forward card. Like, I was debating putting him over AK, but I think AK is still probably a little bit better of a card, but Cedric's only about 15 to 20k, so he's even cheaper than a card like AK, and he's got such a good jump shot, pretty good dribble sigs, just doesn't give you that crazy good defense, but he's still going to be a very solid defender, being 6'8" with the 7-foot wingspan. I just really wish he could play the shooting guard position. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the best value team right now in the game. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.